G'day there everyone, Daniel Anderson here. Now, the makeup of a SharePoint page, or the anatomy of a SharePoint page, is what we're going to tackle in this video. We've got sections, we've got columns, we've got title areas, we've got vertical sections. We've got lots of different components that make up a SharePoint page, and having an understanding of how these all fit together, what to use when, and how to create and craft these pages, lay them out in a way that really does make your content really stand out and make people want to come back. That's what we're going to focus on. Let's have a look at a blank SharePoint page first, and then we'll go through all the different components. You can see that I'm on a SharePoint site here. I'm just going to click New Page. Now, this is the same whether it's a page or it's a news article. So we can see that we've got a few standard templates that Microsoft do provide, or we've got our saved templates that we can use if we create a page and we want to save that as a template on this particular site. Now, I'm just going to choose a blank page to start with. We'll create this page. It's going to give us the template of the blank page. Now, the top part of our page is our title area. Now we can see that when we're in edit mode, we've got these bounding boxes and it's color coded, and it's a different experience than that of when you're consuming the content. So we can see that this title area, when we click on this pencil, we've got the ability to customize it and change our layouts. We've got some alignment bits and pieces here. We can choose to have some text above our title as well. So the properties basically of our title area. We can also, in this case, give our title area a little bit more personality, and we can then grab and upload some images if we want to add that as the background to our title area. Now, it's all dynamic in this area too, so when we hit the edit, we can change from our different layouts and we get a dynamic view of what that will look like in any given layout format. I'm just going to change the focal point here too, so I'm just going to drag the focal point up in that title area. Now, as we move down our page, below our title area, we have the start of our sections. So things that are running, or the parts that run horizontally across the page, are what we call sections. So we can stack our sections on top of each other, and we can have multiple sections that make up our page. So when we hit this plus button, the blue plus button on the left-hand side, that is how we add a new section. Now, we've got a number of different pre-made layouts. So we've got 1 columns, we've got 2 columns, we've got 3, we've got 1/3 left and 1/3 right. We've also got a special column that's called a vertical section that runs up the right-hand side of the page across and down the entire height of the page. We also have some templates that, again, out of the box, Microsoft do provide. We've got 3-column image and text. We've got different layouts for different types of use cases if we want to use those as our starting point. So what we might do, let's add a 2-column layout down the bottom here. So you can see that I've now got 2 columns, whereas this section at the top here is our 1-column layout. So when I click in the section, I can click this little edit section button, and we can see that we've got the ability to dynamically, again, change our different layouts. Now, part of inside of these sections, the parts that we've just configured, so these 1/3 left, the 1/3 right, the 2 columns, they're what we call our columns. All right, so the columns sit inside of our sections, and our sections sit on a page. We stack our sections and make our page and design our page's layout with these sections and our columns. Now, inside of the columns is where we put our little mini building blocks of our page, and these little building blocks are what we call web parts. So you can see when we hit this plus button, that's when we go ahead and we add our web parts to our page, depending on the type of content that we're looking to present. So I've just added an image web part to this column inside of this section, and because this section is made up of 2 columns, I can add another web part to this secondary column. So what I might do is let's add another image to the right hand side here, and I'll just choose another stock image, and we'll hit the insert, and now we've got 2 images in our columns inside of our section. Now, if we keep scrolling down the page here, we can then continue to build out our page. So we might want to have the content that we're presenting in this section might be more relevant to a 3-column layout, because we might want to have potentially we could make up a little quick links dashboard, let's say. So we might have, and I can copy these web parts as well, so I can duplicate it to make things a little bit quicker. So now what we've got is 2 images in the top in our 2-column layout. We've got a text web part in the 1 column, and now we've got the quick links that are presented in 3 columns. And now when I click on, and this is relatively new, what we can see here is that we've got now the ability to also have background colors or gradients and things like that too. So we can change the section backgrounds as well. We've also got the ability to align to top, to center, or to bottom as well. That will dynamically change that as well. So you can see with our backgrounds, we've got a few different options. We can even make these sections collapsible, which gives us a little accordion type of experience. So if I click inside this section and we then make this a collapsible section and we turn that on, we get a little heading here. So I'll just give this a heading called 2 columns. And if I can spell correctly, we'll go 2 columns. And then what we might want to do is we will not expand that, we'll collapse that by default. So I'm going to publish that now, except I need a title. Anatomy of a page, and we'll now publish this. So now that we've got this published, you can see because our quick links didn't have any content in it, it's now blank. But when I expand this collapsible section, you can see it's like an accordion. I can expand and collapse it there as well. So there we have it, the anatomy of a SharePoint page. We've got sections, we've got columns inside of our sections, we've got web parts that get added to those columns to give us the building blocks and the content of the SharePoint page. We've also got some properties and things like that that we can set to make our pages really stand out. Hope that brings you some value. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.